Okay, so for the past 2 weeks, we've been learning about the city of Yerushalayim, Lasad Lavai, in connection with the famous pasuk Prazis Teisha of Yerushalayim, which means that Lasad Lavai, Yerushalayim, will be a city without a wall. Because Yerushalayim, Lasad Lavai, where is everybody going to want to live Lasad Lavai? In America, in Romania, in Poland, in Russia, in Yerushalayim, near the Beis HaMikdash. Yeah, because everyone's anticipating the coming of Moshiach, and even before.
The beauty of Yerushalayim is the walls.
Good, but Lasad Lavai, the population of the city, Rashi says, will be constantly expanding. That you can't have a wall limiting the boundaries of the city. It'll keep on expanding until you come.
Leave, no one's allowed to leave. Once you go up, you can't go back.
Go out of Yerushalayim. Well, there are Tatum, there are reasons to leave, correct? Yeah.
Well, you can build a wall all around Eretz Yisrael.
Maybe.
Like the wall of China.
Okay, but lost in China. Al Kalpanim, the Nukuda is that La'asad Lava, it's not only that the Yerushalayim won't have any walls around it, but Yerushalayim is going to be expanded into the whole Eretz Yisrael. And Eretz Yisrael is going to be expanded into the whole world. So here comes another detail in this Inyan that we didn't learn yet about, and that is that the Marsha says in two places, based on what the Gemara says, the Marsha says, and there's Madrashim about it also, that Lasad Lavai, the whole place of the city of Yerushalayim, will be the Beis HaMikdash. The Beis HaMikdash will be expanded into the entire Yerushalayim.
Bigger than what it says in
the entire Yerushalayim will be expanded Beis HaMikdash. Also steht in the Medrash. Was ist Pshat in dem? Was ist Pshat in dem? What does this mean? So the Marsha says, in Megillah Daf Chav Tes, is the famous Gemara that says that Hasidim, Batik Nesias, and Batik Midrashais, that are all going to be in Eretz Yisrael. So all the Batik Nesias and Batik Midrashais are going to be Nischaver. They'll be attached to the Beis HaMikdash. So the Beis HaMikdash is going to be massive. I don't even know if there's going to be space in the whole Yerushalayim for all these Batik Nisiyas, Batik Midrashas from the entire world. If they all attach to the Beis HaMikdash, or the Beis HaMikdash will be as big as the whole Yerushalayim. So it's not Stam, an Inyan, that it's going to be attached. It's going to become an extension. Like this, how do you learn Pshat in this Inyan, that all the Batik Nisiyas and Batik Midrashas will be attached to the Beis HaMikdash? It's going to be attached, but the Beis HaMikdash would bleiben in the Beis HaMikdash. And the Batik Nesiyas and Batik Midrashas that bleiben Batik Nesiyas Batik Midrashas. It's not going to be an actual extension of the Kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash. But the Marsha says, no. If Lasad Lavai, the Batik Nesiyas Batik Midrashas, will be attached to the Beis HaMikdash, the Kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash will continue into all of these Batik Nesiyas and Batik Midrashas.
I mean, and Mamash is ever a level of the Kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash?
Some degree of Kedusha. So this is going to be right.
The dimensions of the Beis HaMikdash.
Right, the dimensions. So that's the dimensions of the Beis HaMikdash will be exactly the way it says in the pasuk of Yecheskel. But the Kedusha will extend into the Batik Nesiyas and Batik Midrashas that will attach themselves to the Beis HaMikdash.
In the Beis HaMikdash is different in different places.
Mm-hmm. Right, so we'll get to that in a minute, huh?
It goes into where the Kabbanis will be bottled, Tefillah will be bottled, there's still be Tefillah B'chlal, why would we need Batim Midrashas? There won't be even Tefillah.
Okay, we'll see. With Al Zen. Pass me the Siddur. The Marsha explains. The Marsha explains that this is the pshat of the Mizmar and Tilim. Kuf Lamed, where is it? 1 second. Kuf Lamed something. No, before Kuf Lamed, sorry. Kuf Chof. Kuf Chof Beis. Shira Ma'alas LeDavid. Samachti ba'oimrim li Beis Hashem Neilech. We're going to go to Beis Hashem. What's Beis Hashem? The Beis HaMikdash. What does he say right afterwards? Our feet were standing in the entrance of the Shar, of the gate of Yerushalayim. So a second ago he said that we're going to Beis Hashem, but here he's talking about the gate of Yerushalayim. And then the pasuk says Yerushalayim Abenuya, Yerushalayim will be rebuilt. This goes on La'asad Lavai Ki Ir Shechubra La Yachtav, a city that it's all attached together. So the Maharsha says that these 3 psukim is talking about la'asad lavai, chubra lo yachtav is talking about when law to the Beis HaMikdash will be chubra, will be attached, all the batik nesiyas and batik midrashis. And then Beis Hashem Neilech will be where, not in the Beis HaMikdash and Har HaMoriah, but B'Sharayach Yerushalayim. The entire Yerushalayim will be Beis Hashem.
Explain the pasuk again.
Beis Hashem Neilech
Right.
will be where? In Sharayach Yerushalayim, the entire city of Yerushalayim. Why? Because Yerushalayim of New York Keir Shechubra Lo Yachtav. It'll be a city where all the Batik Tesiyas and Batim Midrashis will be connected to the Beis HaMikdash, taking up the space of the entire city.
So I always had a question. If Eretz Yisrael is going to be Nisbah Shevet Kol HaRotzos, what's the meaning of Kibbutz Goliath? Stay like the own Machler Eretz Yisrael.
Kibbutz Goliath, everyone's going to come to the Beis HaMikdash.
I mean,
Doesn't mean Kibbutz Goliath doesn't mean that people won't go back to living in the place where they want to live afterwards, but there will be a Kibbutz Goliath that all the Yidden will be gathered together. Es wird mistam sein a große Verbringung, wenn Moshiach wird kommen. Well, es steht doch, es ist ein Asudov von Sherabaron Lev Yasan, so there will be a Kibbutz Goliath. Well, yeah, and the Yain HaMashomer. What will be afterwards, where people will live?
Doesn't it ever say that a house that Yesh Mekedah Tefillah is like what the
Ken Zayin.
is?
Okay, so we'll talk about that also. Not today though. I want to talk about the expansion of the Beis HaMikdash, but that could also be true. Huh?
better do tshuva.
Dein Haus wird werden a chelik from the Beis HaMikdash. Okay, so the Maharsha, this is the Maharsha in the Gemara Megillah of Chavtesam with Beis, Chavtesam with Aleph actually, where the Gemara says this concept of all the Batim Knesiyas and Batim Midrashis being attached to the Beis HaMikdash. The Renach is Dal Nachar Maharsha. Maharsha Baba Basra. Baba Basra Daf Ayin Heyam with Beis. The Gemara talks about this Inyan also, and there the Maharsha says, the Gemara there says, the Lashon the Gemara uses Benegei to Yerushalayim, Sheshimcha B'Seicha. The Eibishter's name is in Yerushalayim, Mikdashcha B'Seicha, and your Beis HaMikdash is in Yerushalayim. The simple pshat of the Gemara is that in Yerushalayim there's the Beis HaMikdash, and in the Beis HaMikdash it's a place where the Shem HaMefurish of the Eibishter is said, is spelled out, is pronounced in Yom Kippur, right? And the Beis HaMikdash is B'Seicha in Yerushalayim. But the Maharsha teaches that this Gemara is going on La'asad Lavai. And La'asad Lavai, the entire city of Yerushalayim will be a place where the Eibishter's name will be pronounced, because the whole city of Yerushalayim will become part of the Beis HaMikdash. So even though the Shem HaMefurish is only said in the Beis HaMikdash, but it will be said in the whole city of Yerushalayim. Mikdashcha B'Seicha means that Bizman Hazeh, not Bizman Hazeh, sorry, in the place where you eat Kotche Kotchim is only in the Hazara of the Beis HaMikdash. L'asad Lavai, the whole Yerushalayim will be part of the Beis HaMikdash. You'll be able to eat the Kotchim in the entire Yerushalayim.
Kotchim or Kotchim Kalim?
Kotchim Kalim, you could anyways eat in the whole city of Yerushalayim.
Right.
Even
Yeah,
that even Kotchim Kotchim can be eaten in the entire Yerushalayim.
Everyone's going to be worried about talent or you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what the Maharsha. So this concept of the expansion of the Beis HaMikdash is negei lahalacha in these two pratim. That's what the Maharsha there says. Another very interesting thing that the Gemara there says in Baba Basra, benegei to Yerushalayim, is as follows. Two things the Gemara there says. Number one, the Gemara says there, Loi ki Yerushalayim shel olam haba, Yerushalayim shel olam hazeh. Yerushalayim, L'asad Lavai, is not like Yerushalayim today. Yerushalayim today, whoever wants could enter into it. L'asad Lavai, the Gemara says, I forgot the exact lashon of Gemara, I didn't write down the whole lashon, but basically the Gemara says only who's going to be invited into Yerushalayim will be allowed to enter. If they weren't mazmin you, if you weren't invited into Yerushalayim, you won't be able to enter. So I state that in the Gemara. What this means? How do you get an invitation? How do you get an entry pass? Huh?
Shtetish doesn't say the details.
I don't think. No, I didn't see in the Gemara. I've looked in the Mefarshim, but I didn't see in the Gemara what it says. Huh? Then there's another amazing piece that the Gemara there says, that La'asad Lavai, that not only Yerushalayim will be expanded, but something else is going to happen. The whole Yerushalayim will be lifted up. The Gemara says Yerushalayim is going to be lifted up Gimel Parsois Lamaila. It'll be lifted up 3 Parsois upward. 3 Parsois, I'm not sure how much a parsa is, how many miles 3 Parsois would be, but it's going to be lifted up into the air 3 Parsois. So I'm not sure if this refers, the Gemara in Baba Basra Daf Ayin Hayim at Beis. Feirische Gemara. So the question is, I'm not sure if it's talking about Yerushalayim before it's expanded in all of Eretz Yisrael, or Yerushalayim after it's expanded. Yes. Yeah. La Asid Lava Yerushalayim will be lifted up. Asid Lahagbia Yerushalayim Gimel Parsayis Lamaila. Then the Gemara asks, how are we going to climb up there? It's going to be such a hassle to Gemara says, and there ain't tsar lales. There won't be any pain to figure out how to get into Yerushalayim. Why? The Gemara there brings the pasuk. It says Lasad Lavi Ba'ov Te'ufeno Kayonim El. I forgot the seam of the pasuk, but you will fly up with a cloud. You will fly up with a cloud. Mamela, you'll be delivered with a cloud without any effort whatsoever for those that are invited. For those that are 8,000 amas. So how much did I translate that into miles? It's a lot. Yeah. So Gimel Parsais is going to be
6 miles.
Yeah, a nice height of
That's how high a plane goes.
Yeah,
Cruising altitude. Cruising altitude. 35,000 feet.
Good.
Oh.
6 miles, is it?
Huh? So it's going to be pretty cold up there, you're saying, huh? Oh, but La'asad Lavoi, the Eibishter, the Chama is going to be much stronger. So it's going to equal out. Okay.
It says that when Shachas Mincha Meir will be transported there, right?
Not every day. Shabbos. Shchaydish, Shabbos, Yom Tov, not every day. This nevuah of Ka'af to Fena refers to Shabbos and Yom Tov. They'll be delivered every Shabbos morning, delivered back home, and
What's going to be delivered?
Lasad Lavi on Shabbos. Every single Shabbos there will be Aliyah Eile Regel. Every single Shabbos, once a week. How? Even those that are from far are going to be delivered by a cloud.
So there is already a concept which is faster than a cloud. You can just transform the person. Tracht wo du willst sein, and you're there. Now the shaila is this going according to Shmuel that says in Kol Chodesh Tachas Hashemesh? This is a lot of
Chedushim taking place. Yerushalayim lifted up, and look, I'm teaching the Gemara the way it says Begashmius.
What I'm saying is Shmuel.
Ein ben olam hazeh. I hear. So look, even according to Shmuel, the Rebbe always explains in different places that Shmuel, right, that in a later Tkufa Shmuel is made that there will be a shini in Teva Elam. Ein ben olam hazeh li'meis Moshiach al Shib Malchus Bivad. That's an earlier Tkufa, but in a later Tkufa there will be a shini, even according to Shmuel. And also, all of these Gemaras I'm saying here could all have ruchni as the Gepirushim. When it says Yishlayim will be lifted up Lamaila, Seken Zayin, it means Beruchnias. But the words of the Gemara, Kipshutan, is that it's going to be lifted up 6 miles, and it's going to be with a cloud to go up.
Why ask practically how will we be able to get up?
Yeah, so it's mashma that it means Begashmias and Chanam.
Listen, in this day and age, the difference in now and 200 years ago, what people thought are shaykh, so it's not such a big deal to figure
that it's going to go
elevator, whatever.
to go up with a cloud or an
biggest,
escalator to the clouds. That's to Yerushalayim.
What's his name? Musk. What's his name? The guy? Musk. Elon Musk says that he has a plan in about 10 years that you're going to be able to come to any destination around the world in 1 hour.
Okay, so we're not going to wait 10 years for that. So there's the nusach that we say in davening on Yontiv, Haviyenu l'tzion ircha berina v'lirushalayim beis mikdashcha b'simcha seilam. So the question is, v'lirushalayim beis mikdashcha? Since when is Yerushalayim the Beis HaMikdash? This nusach is one of the places where you see this inyan. It doesn't say v'lirushalayim. There's another nusach, I don't remember now what it is. There's another nusach where we say v'lirushalayim, and then separates Yerushalayim, right? It separates Yerushalayim from Beis HaMikdash. But the nusach that we say is Yerushalayim Beis Mikdashcha. Not only that in Yerushalayim the Beis HaMikdash is the place where it is, but Yerushalayim will be the Beis HaMikdash. And the story. So it's two separate things. But over here it says that Yerushalayim and the Beis HaMikdash is one and the same thing. Okay, but da kommt a große Kasche, der Achreine Mask on this Indian. There's a Rambam in Hilchas Beis Abchira, where the Rambam talks about, just like we spoke about this last week, about expanding the city of Yerushalayim. So it's also when it comes to the Beis HaMikdash. So the Rambam says that it's possible to expand the Beis HaMikdash. Even then, by the time you're able to expand the Beis HaMikdash.
Even more than Yechezkel is saying.
Yes, the Sanhedrin can come and expand the Beis HaMikdash. There's a process how it's done. Just like you could expand Yerushalayim, you bring Korbanis, and there's a whole process how it's done. You could expand the Beis HaMikdash, but the Rambam clearly says in Peirik Vav Halacha Yud that the expansion of the Beis HaMikdash could only be in the chelik of Har HaBayis, only in Har HaMiriya, Har HaBayis. You cannot expand the Beis HaMikdash more than a Har HaBayis. Fragt sich the Shaila, if that's true, so then how is the Beis HaMikdash Lasad Lavi going to be expanded into the entire Yerushalayim? The Rambam clearly says that it's only in the Har HaBayis. Huh? What's the reason? Wait, one second. What's the mocker? Why does the Rambam Taka say that it could only be expanded in the Har HaBayis? It's interesting. It's a chiddush of the Rambam. It doesn't say it in Gemara or Medrash anywhere. The Maramekaimus over there, they're not mitzayin that it says this anywhere. But the reason B'Pashtus is because Har HaMiriya is the mountain that the Eibusha chose. Just like we say in the Nusach of Oz Yashit, Siviyema v'sitema b'Har Nachaloscha, and that Har Nachaloscha goes on Har HaMiriya. And the Beis HaMikdash, this is the mountain that the Eibusha chose already from the times of the Ovis, by Akedah, Lech Lachal Eretz HaMiriya, then Yaakov Avinu slept there, and then later in Parshas Re'eh, when it talks about the place that the Eibusha chose for the Beis HaMikdash, it's Har HaMiriya. Outside of Har HaMiriya is not the place of the Beis HaMikdash. At Kedei Kach, there are Mefarshim that say that if you makriv a carbon in a place that's going to be outside of Har HaMiriya, there's an Isser of Shchutei Chutz. Being makriv a carbon outside the Beis HaMikdash is an Isser. So you can't expand the Beis HaMikdash past Har HaMiriya.
But you already answered that.
As was.
There's the size of the Beis HaMikdash, and there is the extension. There was going to be a little...
No, but the Shiloh though is, but it's not just an extension. It's an extension that's gonna have the kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash. But in the
Beis HaMikdash itself, you have different levels of kedusha.
But if the
Beis HaMikdash stays where it is, then there's a chumrah law which the extensive kedusha towards what the
so I mean,
In the Beis HaMikdash, don't you have levels of kedusha?
okay.
The Ezras Yisrael is the same kedusha as
Okay,
Ezras
so 1 second. The Beis HaMikdash B'chlalos. So good. So let's go with that mahalach. The Beis HaMikdash B'chlalos has 3 sections. The Beis HaMikdash has the Kodesh HaKadoshim. It's the holiest part of the Beis HaMikdash. The Kodesh, which is the place where the Menorah and the Shulchan and so on, the second darga, and then the Azara. Those are the 3 sections of the Beis HaMikdash, just like it was in the Mishkan, the 3 sections. Then you have Chalokim, which are shaykh to the Beis HaMikdash, like the Ezras Noshim and Bechlal, the whole Har HaBayis, which are also shaykh to the Beis HaMikdash, but it's not part of these 3 main parts of the Azara, the Kodesh, and Kodesh HaKadoshim. So you can say that the extension of the Beis HaMikdash that will be in the Bati Knesiyos and Bati Midrashis won't have the Kedusha of the Azara, where you can bring a carbon, or in the Kodesh, where you light the Menorah, or in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, where the Aron is. It'll have the Kedusha of the Ezras Noshim, or of the Har HaBayis in general. That could be extended into the other places outside of Har HaMiriya. But the Kedusha of the actual Beis HaMikdash itself cannot be extended outside of Har HaMiriya. That is one possible pshat. But it doesn't fit with the Marsha that I mentioned before. The Marsha I mentioned before says that he sees in the Lashon of the Gemara that you'll be able to mention the Shem HaMefeirish in the entire Yerushalayim, which is the Aveda that the Kohen does on Yom Kippur in the Kodesh, and in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. For sure not in the Ezras Noshim, not in the Har HaBayis.
What will be the purpose of mentioning the Eibishter's name outside of
Men vet kennen.
It's
the level of kedusha.
Yeah, it'll be the level of
There is
Kedusha.
nothing to do with Shchutei Chutz.
Enechanami. No, but still, Shchutei Chutz is just one detail. But it shows that the Kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash itself, not just the Ezras Noshim or Har HaBayis, the Kedusha of the Kodesh and the Kodesh HaKadoshim will be extended into the whole Yerushalayim. By the way, this is Stam B'derech Ha'ara. I mean, it falls into my mind now. Not that this is necessarily true. But the Rebbe used to always say, the Lashon and Siches, when he spoke about Lasad Lavai, as we would come into the Beis HaMikdash in Yerushalayim, and dorten Gufa in the Beis HaMikdash, and dorten Gufa in the Kodesh, and dorten Gufa in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, and the Rebbe spoke about everybody. A ganz Klal Yisrael would come in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. What does this mean? The whole Klal Yisrael is going into the Kodesh HaKadoshim. But if it's true that the whole Beis HaMikdash is going to be extended into the whole Yerushalayim, so even while there's going to be the Kodesh HaKadoshim Kipshute, which will be in its place on Har HaMoriah, where the Kodesh HaKadoshim is, but there will be an extension of the Beis HaMikdash in the whole Yerushalayim. So maybe the Kodesh HaKadoshim, the Kodesh and Kodesh HaKadoshim is also in the whole Yerushalayim, and that's where all Yidden will be able to enter.
Maybe that's what the Moshiach is saying.
Yeah, and that's where all Yidden will be able to enter. Right. Says I. Yes, I don't think only in the Kodesh HaKadoshim.
At the same time.
Right.
Right, everybody had to leave, no?
Or they said Baruch Shem Kvod B'chus Elon Avad. For Neiflam of Panem, the Kainim that heard it, Neiflam, we say this, the Neiflam of Panem, yeah.
Everybody heard it.
So the binyan based on English will retain its place. The binyan will stay like it's put down.
Okay.
But the kedusha expands.
But how does the kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash extend outside? The Eibush chose only the Har HaBayis. Huh? Why? The Rambam says that the Har HaBayis is the place that's chosen, and the Beis HaMikdash cannot be extended past that. You want to say the Ezras Noshim or other, but the kedusha of the Beis HaMikdash itself, it's not so pashut. Not so pashut. So there's an interesting thing that it says, a diuk, first of all, the lashon that we say in davening every day from the Parsha of Akedah. V'lech lecha, what is the lashon that we say? V'lech lecha el Eretz HaMoriah. Eretz HaMoriah, which means that usually it's referred to as Har HaMoriah. And the whole Yerushalayim is not that mountain. It's a city, Yerushalayim, and then there's a mountain it's in the city. But it's referred to in the pasuk as Eretz HaMoriah, which means that where do you stop the borders of the mountain? You could really consider the whole city to be part of Har HaMoriah. The whole city is called Eretz HaMoriah. So then what you can say is that Echanami B'zman Hazeh, or B'zman the first and second Beis HaMikdash, the mountain was limited to the physical mountain. Wherever the borders of the mountain ended, there's a certain peak of the mountain, and below that peak, it's not part of Har HaMoriah, but La'asad Lavai, the whole city of Yerushalayim will be called Eretz HaMoriah, and it's all part of Har HaMoriah. That's not a stira. As I come and sagen. This is the teretz some of Farshim say. That the whole nunu, or it says Benegayat Eretz Yisrael, that Eretz Yisrael is considered like an Eretz Atzvi, that it shrinks and it expands. So La'asad Lavai, the Har HaMoriah will expand into the entire Yerushalayim. The whole Yerushalayim will be part of the mountain. Where does the mountain begin? Yerushalayim is higher than the rest of Eretz Yisrael. Physically, it's higher. So the mountain of Har HaMoriah begins at the whole city of Yerushalayim, not just the higher part of the mountain. It's going to start from lower down.